That's bicep fuel right there,
You know what
baby.
I'm saying? Put in the work if you want him to twerk. Hit him for him, Dan.
I got the same thing, so.
That's right. Shake what your mama gave you now.
So, with 2 days left before these cars have to go to SEMA, we didn't think that Shark Kart would turn out as well as it did. 270 horsepower to the wheels on the dyno is insane. So what I got to do in these last 2 days is get Shit Car on the same level. Need some more respect and love. I want to figure out what's going on with the turbo situation. We're not making really any boost. So I found a couple exhaust leaks earlier. While the exhaust is off, I'm going to rework that. Also put a muffler in it because it sounds terrible. We will rework the turbo and some of the exhaust stuff. Maybe mess with the wastegate position, stuff like that, just to try and get the boost to come up. We'll give it a little test run, see how it works, and then from there move on if we have to change things around or a different boost controller. It just needs more power. So we're gonna figure that out. It also has quite a few little oil leaks and stuff that I wanna change out. But other than that, I mean, the car is great with the seats and the steering, and all that is now really nice. The brakes work great, so all we really need is that power to keep up with Shark Kart. So we're gonna try and figure out, diagnose the few problems that it does have, and put some well-deserved love back in the Shit Car. All right, right away, found quite a few problems. So part of the boost problem is that we have leaks. There's no gasket here, so that's a boost leak. I didn't know that this was reworked, so there's a big leak right here that's not welded. This is not welded all the way around. There's leaks coming out everywhere, so it's not building enough exhaust pressure to even go for the turbo. First things first, I'll take the exhaust off, but then also looking, I knew that this was a problem. This had been retapped before, but not very well done. So that is leaking quite a bit of oil. And then after I looked up just a little bit, that motor mount is completely broken. It's aluminum. I might be able to salvage that if I can take that out, support the motor, and then try and weld those pieces back together. If not, I might have to fabricate a new thing for that. And then this is just RTV. That's not right. Gonna try and replace that with an actual gasket, because if that blows out, we're gonna lose all boost pressure. So need to seal up all this going to the turbo first. I can even see a leak in the pipe here for the wastegate. That's not gonna work. That's also a leak pre-wastegate, pre-turbo. So that's all gonna have to be reworked, and then we're gonna put an exhaust up here to quiet it down a little bit. And I'm gonna try and keep Brad Izuku exhaust as much as I can, but it will have to be kind of moved around, shuffled around, and it'll be kind of hard to fit with a bigger muffler. So we got some stuff from MagnaFlow sitting over in the corner there. I'm gonna mock up a couple different pieces just to see what I can make fit. First things first, exhaust off. I'm gonna figure out what the plan is to solve these boost leak issues, which could be pretty much a majority of our issue. I'm gonna get started. I was gonna fire it up, then I realized that I still have to make the exhaust for it. So the diff is all in, ready and installed, and then I chopped out a pipe that had like 4 pre-turbo boost leaks. So that's all welded up. Kind of went back over it and did a little more gasket sealing. So there should be no leaks pre-turbo. I'm gonna fire it up, test it out, see if we have any leaks. If we do, I'll fix them. If we don't, hopefully we can test it and see if we can make some boost. Exhaust is good. I think that's a good start. I'm gonna have to put a muffler on it. I forgot about that. I will put a muffler on it because that sounds horrible and it's too loud for us to even test. So I might even do that first. And then the motor mount's still broken, so I'm gonna start on that too. So quick little update, I just threw this on just to quiet it down a bit because it's late and I don't want to wake up the entire neighborhood. So trying to keep it down while I'm trying to diagnose everything. And then I threw this one on top of it. I am actually going to use this one because it does sound quite better. This one is a little bit overkill, but I don't want to make a lot of noise right now. I just have them sitting on here so I can actually diagnose. But good news, actually made a couple pounds of boost up really high. I found a couple vacuum leaks. The problem was I couldn't get out since I'm by myself. The throttle cable has a lot of slack in it and it won't idle very well. Because there is a vacuum leak. There's multiple vacuum leaks and I found quite a few, but there's something still big happening, so I need to kind of hold this and listen. So I'm just kind of rigging stuff up to get around and listen for leaks. I found one here. This is loose. One of the clamps under there was pretty loose. This is probably a pretty decent sized leak because it's very loose. That's not good. I found one here when I actually got out and held this open. This was a massive leak that had just a bolt in it. So I'm replacing that bolt with a socket. It's just an old used socket. I'm gonna weld that shut and then shove that in there. That should solve that leak. Also, there was no vacuum source to the fuel rail. I put that on there and it sounds a lot better, but it is bridged from what the actual boost gauge is, and I don't like to do that. I don't think that's a good source. I'll probably try and find another vacuum source for the, actually probably right here would be perfect. Even though, okay, yeah, that could probably work. So I'll find a good source for this, and then if I can quiet it up a little bit, get it to idle a little better, I'll find a little bit more leaks. Maybe we'll make more boost, but all I can really do to test it is brake boosted on the dyno. So I'm sitting on the brake and the gas and just kind of giving it some revs just to try and build boost and see if I can force it off. Not bad, made some progress. It's actually making boost, so I'm going in the right direction, and hopefully by the end of the night we can make 5, 6, 7 pounds of boost. It'll be really high up in the RPMs, but that's why we have the nitrous to remedy that. Now I can take a little bit of nitrous out, assuming the boost hits pretty hard. Hopefully it works pretty well and keep moving. Well, I got it to idle, found a few more little leaks, fixed them up, but take a little brake clean, get that changed. So we got an exhaust leak on the manifold. Gonna have to pull the manifold off, check it out. So that's a big problem. So yet again, another big problem. As you see, if I sprayed this, idle raised up, so we got a big leak here on this manifold. So guess I'm gonna try and pull off this manifold and seal that up. That's one of the big vacuum leaks there, so that's gonna be a big cause of our problem. It's pretty late, but gotta keep barreling through. Only got one day left, so gotta do it. So I found a few leaks underneath, which is good. Cleaned everything up, so the manifold is now back together. Hopefully all of the vacuum problems that we had are solved. Haven't started up yet, but I'm about to start it up, figure that out. If anything, I hope it idles a little better just so I can diagnose more while I'm walking around, and then I can get everything set up so I can check the back and see if anything's going on with the turbo or if I can hear anything in the engine. I got a few things cleaned up and out of the way. I think we've made some pretty good progress here, so I'm gonna fire it up and see what we got. Turn on the old ignition. She idles, not the best, still something wrong, but hopefully I can get it to idle a little bit better so I can diagnose it. Still sounds atrocious. Try and make it sound any kind of better I can. We'll see, a little bit more diagnosing to do. Try and solve some more leaks. Well, it now idles on its own. After it got a little bit warm, it's idled pretty well. Sounds a lot more tame than it was. It's not got a miss, but something still sounds like there's a vacuum leak, which would be a boost leak. So I'm gonna diagnose a little more, but it's a lot better, made a lot more progress there. I bet you now it should make a little bit more boost. Part of it is there's a lot of drain on the battery, so let the alternator catch up too. The rock in the motor isn't just like kind of a misfire or something like that. It's also got a broken motor mount, which I need to address probably tomorrow. It's gonna take a little while. I'm gonna keep pushing. I just had coffee. It's just a little past midnight. Had a coffee to keep myself going, so get right back into it. Really no vacuum leaks anymore up front, so I'm pretty happy with it. It has smoothed out the idle pretty well. You can hear it now. It's actually doing quite good. So I think I've taken care of most everything in the front end, but I did work way to the back, and I could immediately hear an exhaust leak, which is coming right here from the wastegate, just right here. You can hear that change of tone. That's also pre-turbo, so that will be a boost leak. So I'm just gonna zap that with weld real quick. That should solve a little bit more of the boost issue, boost creep. That's not causing anything with the idle. And I'll probably go up on the lift and kind of feel around the exhaust as well. But I don't hear anything coming from the manifold. So I hear nothing coming from the exhaust manifold. It just seems to be all around the back. So I'm gonna tap a few welds in and hopefully it sounds a little better. just feel around for a couple of air leaks. There's just still a little one right here somewhere. Everything else in the exhaust is really well secure, but the trans sounds pretty bad, like there's rocks in it. I may drain that fluid and try that out. And then also just from running here, you can see some dripping. It looks like a water leak back here. Yeah, it's water. So we're losing water back here. Something to check into. I might have to tighten some stuff up there or check the surface of that. And a little bit of oil leaks as well. There's a lot wrong with this car, so it's taking a lot to try and get it back, but I want to save this thing. Change trans fluid, check that stuff out, check a couple more leaks, and then we'll see if she makes boost again. So the exhaust leaks are all taken care of, but yeah, you still see I need to take care of this engine mount, but this steady dripping right here from the front case here. Yeah, it's a pretty heavy water leak when it's running, and then also oil leak. I see some of the bolts here are missing. I see a little bit more up higher where the head meets the block. There's kind of a bit of wetness there. I'm not positive, but it's starting to look like signs of the head has been lifted a little bit. That could be a pretty big issue. Hopefully we can make this through SEMA and drive enough through SEMA to make it worth it, but it's kind of on its last leg for sure. Now I'll try and check into it, get it to run a little bit more. Hopefully it's not too bad. It definitely could start to be a head gasket. The more boost we throw at it and the more nitrous we throw at it, it's gonna be a problem. I know last time they threw a 75 shot of nitrous at it. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. Hopefully we can make it through at least one good day. And then after that, we'll crank the boost up, we'll crank the nitrous up and let it eat. But I wanna have some fun with it before this motor actually goes. But I think it's still got a little life left in it. I'm gonna try my best, maybe tighten some of this stuff up and see if I can make a change. Try and stop these leaks. I don't know, we'll see. So I got this thing a little bit off the ground, solved a lot of leaks, fired up, do a little second gear pull on the brake, try and brake boost it a little bit, see if we can make positive boost again. Ignition and fuel. Seems like the leaks are taken care of. Idles now, so see if we can make some boost. Battery voltage is staying pretty steady. That's good. You hear the fans of the oil pump running now. I'm in second gear. Let's let it warm up a little bit. It is already at operating temperature, but it's been a while since I touched it, so try again. Making some boost, so that's good. Should be better than what it was, so hope we're all right. I think pretty good spot to call it tonight. We'll see. Take another pull. Brake action. I see. £5 of boost.
I heard a little something back here.
I blew the coupler out.
Sick.
But £5. Boom.
Woo! Damn.
I'm stoked with that.
Damn. Dan has been crunching through the night here, fixing every fucking piece of shit problem that's going on with this thing. Wait, that just blew off?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, sick.
It made £5 of boost, but this isn't bead rolled, so didn't know it would make that much. That's good. Bead roll these babies and put them on, but it's boost now, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Boost leaks, it idles.
So is this where we end this?
No, because I have more to do tomorrow.